Hi, I'm here with Wang Zihao. He's an MBA too, and we're going to talk a little bit today about networking and the role of networking within about getting a job. Let me introduce it by saying that networking in the MBA context is fairly intense. It's probably not something that people who have not experienced it will know fully. But yes, it's actually quite a good skill that if you go through it and you learn how to do it, it's something that you learn and it stays with you and it will help you, it'll serve you for the rest of your career in terms of finding jobs. So when I was talking to you, it sounded like you had a really good plan and execution about your own networking. So I just wanted to get your perspective first about what's your thought about the importance of networking to get a job.
I would like to say it's quite important. I think because when the companies come to campus, or even they do not come to campus, but they would like to get to know you kind of in person, or in a lot of detailed circumstances. So I think it's a very good opportunity for you to express your interests in that company, and also your skill sets. I think it's a kind of informal interview. We should take it as an opportunity, also as a very challenging task.
Yeah, I know if it's just by going by resumes, it's really hard to differentiate. Nothing really takes the place of meeting somebody in person and making that personal connection.
Yeah, because nowadays companies, they can receive even over 1,000 resumes at one time. So it's really hard to stand out only by resume on the paper. So networking is really important.
So now Sun says, okay, I think it's important. Now, where do I start? What do I do first? So what kind of things do you start with in your own networking?
Of course, you need to know what's your career focus. Like me, I was interested in finance sector, investment banking. So the first thing to do is you need to know who are working in this industry. I mean, our alumni, and even your personal friend, personal connections, not necessarily alumni, but you need to know your target. What kind of company those guys are working for, what kind of position, how long have they been with that company. You need to do all the research homework before you start talking with them. Otherwise, you will appear a bit silly because you know nothing about them, and you just go there and say, hey, it's kind of not very effective.
So in terms of who did you start with? Did you do alumni? How did you tap into your personal network? What are some of the places that you
maybe for me, I started with several alumni who were very famous for being helpful, being supportive. They are the guy who respond most actively, and after a while you can get referral from them to other alumni. You got connected with other alumni who maybe are not that active, but still they are quite willing to help.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I had actually a short story to share with you as well, which is that I know a lot of people when I went to business school that networked did not get that job in the beginning, but then they were able to. But then the people they networked with stayed in their contact, and so that 2 or 3 years after they graduated, they were able to actually get back in, either through those networks or actually another alternative is I've seen a lot of the people who graduate with you as classmates are now there.
Yes.
And then it's actually very easy to kind of go through there. So networking with their classmates for later down in the road is also very important.
Yeah.
So now, in terms of when you started contacting people, how did you go about doing it? Was it mostly through email, phone calls? Did you go there physically? How did you do that?
Emails are the most convenient and the most appropriate way in the beginning, because you don't want to just call somebody without knowing what they are doing. Maybe they're just in a meeting. It's not a very good time to call them. But in the email, I think it's appropriate to ask them to arrange some time meeting you in person, because I think meeting someone in person is a very very efficient way for us to to get closer. You can get the feeling of closeness because we went to the same school. We had the same experience about Ann Arbor, about maybe Michigan. Also, you can feel the how should I say, maybe brotherhood, the friendship.
Yeah.
If you meet someone in person, it's not someone you don't know, you don't even know his face when you call him or email him. So that's something I highly recommend is to.
So it sounds like you actually met with a lot of the people you networked with. That eventually referred you, and then you were able to meet with them.
Yeah.
So when you met with this person, what was it like? Do you have any like a story to share about what these network? What is it like to do that type of networking when you sit down? Okay, so I'm sitting down and now they're network. How did you start it?
Yeah, I think most of the alumni they have already been through all the stuff we are doing right now, like networking. So actually they know how the game plays. So mostly they would they would ask you questions first, and why do you want to do this job, investment banking, or how was your experience in Ann Arbor for the first year, something like that. But I think the point for us of meeting them is to show our passion about the industry, how hard we would like to try to get an opportunity. So I think we should show the understanding of the job, of the industry, and to show that we are ready to go. So along with the conversation going, you need to uh, put all the points I mentioned into the conversation to show that you are you are a good candidate. Even that company has no opportunity right now. Maybe that guy would refer you to another company or another alumnus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one last question for you, which is, let's say you met with somebody and the meeting went well.
Yeah.
What would you do to follow up with that person? What are the steps that you took to?
I think thank you notes are quite necessary after meeting him or her. But I mean, if that guy referred you to another one, maybe you just you should keep this guy posted about the how things going with another guy that you got referred to. But even this alumnus didn't do anything productive with you, you still need to keep that guy posted about your progress, because you don't know, maybe when the full-time recruiting comes, you still need to talk to him again, and maybe just for the sake of friendship, we are alumni, we are friends, we have met each other, and we got some personal connection.
Yeah.
So we need to shoot him or her an email once in a month, maybe, just keep connected, because you don't know, maybe 2 or 3 months later there will be a chance for you. So
Yeah.
that's my point.
Yeah, I think it's very important. So I'm gonna stress this point again, which
Yeah.
is that business school probably has less to do with technical skills, and it has much more to do with relationship management.
Yes.
And where people go in terms of the opportunities they get is really about the relationship they develop, and it's not really just one thing you said, which is saying even if something wasn't productive, you would still sort of have the courtesy to follow up, and I think that showed really good relationship management skills,
Yeah.
which I think in the longer run really will really will serve you well. So
Yes, I mean, for example, if you want to do a job in the finance industry, that could be a lifetime running. I mean, if the alumni who are working in finance industry right now, even they didn't help you, but in the long run, there will be some kind of resources for you, because after business school, you work in the same industry, you don't know. You never know. Maybe some other opportunities come up, and you will have a chance to cooperate with each other. So it's not just for the first job after MBA. It's for your whole career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks a lot for sharing your stories with us.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.